Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. Germany plays hardball with GM over aid to Opel. Toyota's going to modify the gas pedals on its vehicles, and Chrysler's changing the way it will improve quality. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Friday, November 20th, 2009, and now the news. A number of German politicians say GM should not get any government aid to restructure Opel, the Wall Street Journal says. They're still furious that GM backed out of the deal with Magna. But the Journal also points out those politicians may be losing the only leverage they have to preserve as many Opel jobs as possible in Germany. The other European countries where Opel operates, including the UK, Spain, Belgium, and Poland, are interested in providing aid to GM. And speaking of GM, it says car sales in the American market in November could hit an annualized sales rate of 10.8 million units. That would make it the first year-over-year sales increase this year, not counting the months when the Cash for Clunkers program was running. However, Edmunds is predicting that sales will drop to an annualized rate of 10.3 million. That's 500,000 units under GM's prediction. And J.D. Power is even more bearish. It says the annual sales rate will hit 10.2 million units. Toyota may be close to announcing a solution for its floor mat unintended acceleration problem that led to a massive recall of its vehicles. According to Edmunds' inside line, the company may make the pedals shorter in order to fix the problem. The company has set aside $5 million to help cover the cost and would make that change for free at its dealerships. However, Toyota says it's not ready to announce anything yet and is still talking about the issue with NHTSA. Chinese automaker BYD announced plans to expand into solar energy. According to Gasgoo.com, the company's plan includes building a solar power station, energy storage units, and power plants. In the future, BYD says that solar energy could become one of the driving forces of its electric vehicles. Historically, quality issues have been a big source of trouble for Chrysler. But according to an article from the Detroit News, the company is making a big push to improve. Doug Betts, Senior Vice President of Quality, says they're attacking the problem and changing the company's culture. One way they're doing it is by grouping engineers by area of expertise, like brakes or suspension, instead of grouping them by vehicle line. And Chrysler's adding more engineers to the quality department, bringing the number up to 1,700. That's up from just 200. And Doug Betts does know what he's doing. He used to work at Toyota and Nissan. But I was at Chrysler 10 years ago when Dieter Zetsche promised that Chrysler would catch Toyota in quality in 5 years. And then I was there 8 years later when Bob Nardelli promised the same thing. So you can sort of understand why I'm skeptical when I hear Chrysler said it's going to have really good quality. Denmark just opened a new biofuel refinery, and the event warranted some royal attention in the form of Prince Joachim, fourth in line to the Danish throne. Located adjacent to a coal-fired power plant, the new facility will produce cellulosic ethanol as well as powdered lignin and C5 molasses. The former can be burned to generate power, and the latter is used for animal feed. When it's up and running, the refinery should produce nearly 5.5 million liters of ethanol a year, and that is about 1.5 million gallons. Coming up next, we'll take a look at when the technology will be ready for autonomous cars that can drive themselves.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
On Autoline Detroit this weekend, we have Dr. Alan Taub, the head of research and development at General Motors. In the following soundbite, he talks about when we can expect to see autonomous cars on the road, and he starts out by recounting how the technology was proved out at the DARPA Challenge just a couple of years ago.
We may have won that race, and I know you were there, but 6 other people crossed the finish line. Right? This technology just now needs to be, you have a proof of concept. It's now about a robustness and cost. I personally see, and that's what my researchers are targeting, by about 2020, the technology readiness for city autonomous driving. So
full autonomous driving?
Technology readiness. Let's not confuse, on the road and there, because then it's a matter of proving robustness, hardening, getting on. So about 2015 highway, limited autonomy, 2020 city. This is taking advantage of Moore's law in the electronics revolution. The question becomes, where's it going to happen first?
Indeed, the race is on to see which region in the world will emerge as the leader in autonomous technology. And by the way, you can see that entire interview at AutolineDetroit.tv right now. Okay, it is Friday, and you know what that means. It's time to answer the trivia question that we posed. And that question was, what do the letters REO stand for in the name REO Speedwagon? And the correct answer is Ransom Eli Olds, the founder of Oldsmobile, not the rock group. As always, we randomly selected this week's winner from the pool of correct responses, and the winner is Baron McGinnis of Knoxville, Tennessee. Congratulations, Baron. You just won this collector's edition Autoline Detroit coffee mug. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.